This is Apple Intelligence.
Is Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence.
AKA Apple's new flagship AI features to try and sell you the latest iPhone.
Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence.
And today I'd like to borrow you for 7 minutes so I can tell you what I was hoping for and why I'm disappointed.
Apple Intelligence.
Apple Intelligence is a headlining feature to be Apple Intelligence. So I've talked about Apple Intelligence a little bit. Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence. Apple Intelligence. Okay, maybe a lot of it. I really did think it was going to be awesome, but for about 2 weeks I've been on the iOS 18.1 beta, which has the first set of Apple Intelligence features, and it confirmed many of my suspicions that I didn't want to come true. First though, let's start off with what's actually good. First off, there's notification summaries, which are really helpful, especially when I'm getting a lot of text, because with a glance I can just see everything. Mail summaries looks cool too, but I still use Gmail because the UI update doesn't come till 18.2. Memory movies is cool. You write a prompt and then it will make a movie combining photos and videos relating to your prompt from your camera roll. And it will also add music. Plus there's this really cool animation. I find it works pretty well and has decent context understanding. Safari web page summaries is cool, but not cool enough to make me use Safari. But my favorite Apple Intelligence feature is one I didn't think was going to be. Me editing this, can I get a drum roll? Thank you. It is cleanup in photos. It lets you remove objects from your photos right in the Photos app, which is actually way more useful than I thought it would be, and I think it works pretty well. Another feature I really like is Proofread, which checks your writing for any mistakes, tells you why it's a mistake, and then fixes them. Before I move on to the disappointments, let's go over what hasn't released yet. There's a lot. All their AI image generation hasn't released, so that includes Genmoji and Image Playground. Now these could be cool once they release, but Image Playground at least is limited to 3 styles: animation, illustration, and sketch, which really limits what it can be used for. Then there's ChatGPT integration, but wait, we'll get to this later, trust me. This is all supposed to release in 18.2, which is supposed to release in December. Then next year in March, they're supposed to release iOS 18.4, which will give Siri personal context, on-screen awareness, and in-app actions. Let's come back to this too. Now it's time for the disappointing. You know what? I don't like the lights like this. Why is it not working? Go back! So you've probably guessed by now, the reason I'm disappointed with Apple Intelligence is Siri. I had such high hopes for Siri with Apple Intelligence. Actually, I can show you. Need editing this? Play the clip. The number one thing Apple Intelligence can do is make Siri the best voice assistant of all time. I was definitely disappointed. I wanted Siri to be able to answer more questions and have responses to more things. But what they mostly changed is they let it perform more actions. Except I didn't have any problems with it performing actions, and I definitely don't now. So what exactly is new? Well, there's this new animation. There's better context understanding, so you can say something like, set an alarm for 4:05 a.m. Wait, no, 4:01 a.m. And it will understand what you meant. Then there's personal context, so you can ask about your texts, photos, mail, etc. For example, you could ask, when is my mom getting back from the airport? And it will look for details in your mail and texts, and then give you a response. In-app actions, so it can perform more actions inside of third-party apps. Which is good, I'm just not sure what I would want to integrate this. But if you notice, I never said anything about a local language model, so it can respond to more things. Nope, it's all the same responses for questions as old Siri, which is to say a lot of,
Here's what I found.
But you might be thinking, hey Brandon, didn't you mention something about ChatGPT integration? And I'd be like, yeah I did, thanks for bringing that back up. So wouldn't ChatGPT fix all of this? It would, but here's the thing. Apple's so obsessed with privacy and transparency that they make this integration terrible. Me editing this, play the other video.
ChatGPT's expertise when it might be helpful for you. For example, if you need menu ideas for an elaborate meal to make for friends, you can just ask Siri. Siri determines that ChatGPT might have good ideas for this, asks your permission to share your question, and presents the answer directly. It's a seamless integration.
Craig, come here. Closer. Crisscross applesauce. It's not a seamless integration if I have to turn it on in settings, and then each time I ask a question, I have to press a separate confirm button. And then there's big ChatGPT text at the bottom, and it might not even read it out. Let me give you an example as to why I'm so annoyed about this. Picture this. You're carrying a box. I don't know why, but you're carrying a box. Let's say it's full of a bunch of tech. So you want to ask Siri, what's the best place to sell a bunch of tech? And of course Siri doesn't know. So it goes to ask ChatGPT, and you have to confirm it's okay to ask ChatGPT. But wait, you're halfway across the room, and your hands are full. So now you can't even get a response from Siri. See how annoying that is? Weird example, I know, but that same scenario applies across a ton of things. Here's another example. Okay, so you're cooking some delicious food. So you want to ask Siri, what would be a good side for this delicious food? So you ask Siri, what would be a good side for this pizza? If there was a local language model, it could respond,
Why English sides for pizza? That's weird.
Since it won't have that, it'll first ask if it's okay to ask ChatGPT. But your hands might be full. But if you're able to click OK, then it will think for a little bit, then respond. So Apple, I'm not upset, I'm just disappointed. Yes, I just pulled the disappointment card. I expect an Apple language model in iOS 19. Do it! And thank you for listening to my rant about Apple Intelligence. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching this, Apple Intelligence has most likely released to the public by now. So if you have an iPhone, iPad, or Mac that supports it, go try it out. If it hasn't, Apple, what are you doing, mate? I'd love to hear any and all of your thoughts you have about the video or Apple Intelligence in the comments. Anyways, subscribe and I'll see you next month. Peace! Hey, what's up? If you want to watch more videos of me talking... Wait, why are you looking at me like that? Oh, yeah. Me editing this? Just flip that around. Thanks. Anyway, I picked out 2 special videos for you today. There's this video talking about Apple Intelligence and iOS 18, and there's last video talking about the new iPhones. I personally really recommend this one. Now you have to click one. Bye!